Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first live in English. For those that are new, this is the first time that I do a live. Also, I have a channel in Spanish. So it's not my first live, but it's going to be my first live in English. So I want to talk about today about self-knowledge. And why is that topic relevant to me? Well, I have to say that since I was 19, I started this path of self-knowledge. And for me, self-knowledge was the answer for so many situations that I was living at that time. So I want to invite you, if you like self-knowledge, if you want to know more about yourself. In this life, I'm going to share about my experience in 25 years doing this journey, this amazing, this amazing journey. And I want to share with you this book that it's called The Power of Now. Maybe you already know about this book, but the main reason why I start to look for self-knowledge, well, I didn't know that I was looking for self-knowledge. Since I was so little, I was really aware of my divine energy. I was connected with my divine energy. I think everyone is connected with their divine energy. When we are little, we know there's something, and we are happy and we are connected. But then we start to go to school and we learn some things. Then we grow. Then we start to see our parents. We start to see everywhere, and we start to doubt about that God, or we start to forget. Not everyone forget about it. But in my own experience, since I was so little, I realized that I was in the need of self-knowledge. But in that moment, I was asking my mom to take me with a psychologist or psychiatric. I was telling her that I was feeling that I was having a problem. And she wasn't listening. She was like, okay, you are normal. It's gonna pass. Don't worry. So I was like 13 when I said that to my mom, and by that time I was in church, or I was ending my period in church. So for me, it was super important to know more about myself. But because my mother didn't take me to the psychologist, I ended up finding other ways, and that was self-knowledge. Now, at my age, 44, now I know that psychologist or therapy, it's important. Now I know that the psychologist is a good psychologist, I have to say. If you find a good psychologist, you will save so much time in the self-knowledge path. Spirituality, it's about to live your life. But knowing yourself, it's something that will give you the tools for you to take advantage of your life. Because I have to tell you, from what I've been discovering these 25 years, self-knowledge is awesome, yes, because it's the only way to know who you are and why you are living that life that you are living. And my pathway, I was a teacher, and for 16 years I was a teacher of Gnosis. And for me, that was really awesome experience. It was like a missionary system where I was giving these classes for free. I was traveling around Mexico. I'm a Mexican, by the way, if you didn't notice yet. I'm talking in English because this is my channel in English. I want to share in English for those people that don't understand Spanish. And for those people that want to practice with me, my English is not that amazing, but I think it's enough good or good enough to share with you. Hello. So if somebody wants to listen my channel in Spanish, my channel in Spanish, it's called Your Sunshine. So if you want to go there I do lives often and I have a lot of videos. But if you want to listen in English, this is the channel. It's a little bit different, this channel, than the one that I have in Spanish, because I see the difference between Latin people and US American people. It's different, the way they understand life. So that's why in this live or in this channel, I'm talking more about self-awareness. In this other channel, I talk more about self-awareness and tools like astrology. Well, today I want to talk about this book because this book is, I think, one of the most amazing tools. It's not about this book. No, it's what the book talks about and the power of now. Why it's an amazing tool, the power of now? Because there's so many people talking about the matrix and how this system, it's keeping us in that matrix, trapped there. But I want to tell you, yeah, it's the system, but it's also the system that you are choosing. You can choose the system of living in the now. And if you choose the system of living in the now, the matrix will disappear sooner or later, because what sustains or what keep that system strong, it's the mind. It's the dual mind. It's living in the past or living in the future, but not living in the now. Just look all your problems out. Just tell me one problem that you have. That problem is based on a fear from the past, a memory from the past, or a fear from the future. But it's not because you're living in the present moment. When we live in the present moment, we are ready to enable the divine purpose. Like Eckhart Tolle says here, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. So I'm going to read it again because I didn't read it right. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. So if we listen to these words, and if you are sensitive, you'll know that you are important. You are super important. But if you're living in the past, if you're living in the future, you're just a slave of your mind. You're not a slave of somebody else's mind. You are a slave of your mind. And there's people that can see that. They can see that you are asleep, that you are dreaming in the past or in the future. And they create systems where only people that are living in the past or living in the future are going to obey. Those people that have learned to live in the present moment, they don't obey those systems. They don't follow those rules. They're not chasing the money. They're not chasing the brands in the clothes. They're not chasing the beautiful body, the beautiful, at least not in a not natural way, in a superficial way. The people that lives in the now, the people that are awake, they know that love doesn't come from outside of you, that love comes from inside of you. So nobody can love you. These people that live in the now, these people that understand this book and practice this book, or you don't have to read the book. There's so many philosophies, there's so many practices that teach you how to live in the now, and one of them is meditation. When we meditate, we train our attention here in the now. And when we train our attention here in the now, we don't let the mind drive us to the past or drive us to the future, because it's there where the suffering exists. There is no suffering in your life that is happening in this moment. If you have a suffering, if you have a pain right now, and you come back to this moment, and you realize that this moment is the only thing that you have, and you put your attention on that pain, then you put your consciousness to understand that pain. Why am I feeling this? What is this feeling wants to tell me? What is this feeling wants to tell me? What is the importance of this feeling, of this pain that I'm living right now? And you just let the pain go through your body, through your mind, through your emotions, whatever it is. You just let the pain to go, and you just feel it. Then you start to put your consciousness on that and those feelings. Then you understand the feeling. And because you understand the feeling, there's no pain anymore. I'm not talking about a physical pain, but also a physical pain. You can use the power of now for a physical pain. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about emotional pain, mental pain. They say wherever it's attention in your body, attention in your mind, attention in your emotional world, it needs attention. It needs your attention. So, but if your mind is busy, your attention is busy in the past, in what you were living, or in the future, in what you're gonna live, you cannot use that attention to put or to focus that attention in that needs your attention. So that's why living in the now, it's a big power. That's why this book says, the power of now. Here, the book says, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That's how important you are. But you cannot unfold that divine purpose if you are in the past or in the future. Because in the past or in the future is where the ego lives. It's where we suffer. We suffer for the things that were happening years ago. And then we suffer because of the things that are gonna happen, I don't know, tomorrow. We don't know when we're gonna die. We really don't know when we are going to die. So why we live this life worried about what's gonna happen in a few years when we don't know? Life is so tricky. Life is so weird. Sometimes we are here, and then we are here, and then we are here, and then here, and then here. Life changes. Life is changing every day, every moment, every second. So why will you, or why would I keep worrying about what's gonna happen? Why not live this moment? This moment. Even if this moment is a moment that it's not something that I am enjoying, if I live this moment, if I allow life to teach me what this moment has for me, if I am humble enough to let life to give me the medicine that I need, because life is a medicine. There's so many people looking for medicine in plants, psychedelics, which is fine. But I have to say that the medicine, the most powerful medicine if you want to heal, is to surrender to life, to surrender yourself to what is happening. Learning to love what is. Learning to appreciate what is. It's the only way to go out of the matrix. And I'm talking about matrix because people like to use that term, but we can also say the illusion of we are this body. We live in a society that has told us that this is what is, and this is not. I mean, science right now, it's discovering that materia doesn't, this material world that we know, it's multidimensional. And there's so many secrets, there's so many mysteries, even for science. If you think about it, your heart, it's beating right now. What is that making your heart beat? What is that energy that make your heart beat? Is that energy intelligent? Is that energy lovable? What is that it's making you listen? What is that it's allowing you to see? What is that energy that it's allowing you to use your hands? That energy must be something amazing. That energy must be something beyond our understanding. That energy that gives life to everything in this world. That gives life to the wind, gives life to the earth, to the plants, to the animals, to everyone that is in this world. That energy, it's the intelligence, the main intelligence that create everything. And we can talk about that energy as one, or we can talk about that energy as a multiple types of energy. It doesn't matter. What matters is who made this? Who made this complicated solar system? We're not going to talk about the cosmos because it's big. It's infinite. We just talk about what was that created this cosmos? What is that energy or those energies? What is that intelligence that maintains everything in order? I mean, if you think about the planets, we are traveling in the space surrounded by other planets. And we are at a speed, that speed of traveling of our planet, it's a high speed. And why we are alive still, there must be an intelligence that is guiding everything. There must be an intelligence that is maintaining all this. And it's also the same energy that it's maintaining the life in this earth, that maintains the wind. What drives the wind to the west, to the north, to the south? What drives the wind, or what makes the water? What is that intelligence that it's creating water? What is that intelligence that it's creating all the life in the world? All the life in your body, every cell of your body. Well, that intelligence, it's what so many cultures had taught like divinity. And I'm talking about ancestral cultures. I'm not talking about religion. Because religion has a different way of seeing this energy. This energy in many cultures that have centuries and centuries existing. These cultures, they have always said that God, or the energy, life, it's inside of us. It's not, we don't need to go to some place to meet that energy. It's here right now in the beating of your heart, in the breath, breathing in, breathing out. So when you can meet that energy whenever you want to put your attention to that energy. Right now, it's super difficult to keep our attention in our own body. because we are always distracted with internet, with some series that I'm seeing in the phone, with some reels that we are looking at the phone. I understand that. But if you leave a space of time during the day for you to listen to that energy, and for you to allow that energy to express what that energy has for you, because obviously you are here not because you were deciding this. You didn't decide to born as you born. You didn't decide your family. You didn't decide the country that you were born. You didn't decide the color of your eyes. You didn't decide anything in your life. What you are deciding right now, maybe, because not everyone is deciding. Normally their unconscious mind, it's deciding everything. And as Carl Jung says, the unconscious mind is driving everyone's, normally most of the people is driven by their unconscious mind. And we are calling that destiny, because we are not conscious. We have to make conscience our life, and then we're going to stop calling life destiny, because then we're going to start creating our own life. That's the power will. That's the power of free will. We have the will to resist life, or we have the free will of accepting life as it is. And when we accept life as it is, we're not saying that we're going to stay there. No, we are accepting life as it is because we want to live in the present. Because like this book says, which is an amazing book, I like this book. This book says that we are here to enable the universe unfold. That's how important we are, but we cannot do that if we are lost in our dual mind, living in the past, living in the future. We're going to be living a slavery or a slave life, slave of our minds, looking for love outside of us, super unhappy because we're not finding love. There is a saying that says that I was looking for God and I find myself. Then I was looking for myself and I find God. And when I'm saying God, I'm not talking about that God of religions. No, I'm talking about the energy of life that lives within you. That it's a phrase from Rumi. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it's amazing, Rumi's teachings. It's beautiful. It's a Sufi teaching, Rumi. So if we want to find our real self, if we want to meet our higher self, the higher version of us, which is waiting for us to be seen. That energy is waiting. I want to know if I can share an image. I want to see if I can share with you this amazing image. I love this image because it says a lot about how divinity, divine energy, the energy of life, or however you want to call it, there's this energy that is always waiting for us. Always waiting for us. Well, I want to share with you this image. Let's see. They go inside a building to talk to their God. But we go out in nature. We go out into the natural world, and our creators speak to us. It's everywhere. Divinity or the energy of life, it's everywhere. We can meet that energy everywhere. We can take our shoes off and walk in the dirt, and we will meet that energy. the creator energy, that it's always there for us. Whenever we feel sad, we just hug a tree, we just talk to a tree, we talk to a dog, we talk to a cat, we talk to the wind, we talk to ourselves. And that is a huge difference, because there's always life. The creator is always listening to us. The creator, it's always there for us. The creator loves us so much. But sometimes we don't want to see, because we are busy. We are busy, I don't know, it's something that it's distracting. And that is why we stay living a slavery life, or a slave life. We're kings. We were made as kings. We were made to live in this kingdom when we all are the same. We are equal. We have different capabilities, yes. Like, for example, in nature, we have trees of flowers, trees of fruits, trees that only have leaves, but none of those are more important. All the trees, all the plants are important. They have their own importance. And that's how we are too. Of course, they are trees that gives food to many people. That's how it's the same with humanity. There's humans that just give leaves, and they make the shadow for the sun. They clear the air. Yes, but they are trees that create fruit. They are trees that give fruit. They feed people. They are animals that are company for humans. And there are animals that are doing some other things, like, for example, like the ants. The ants are so important. They are not our pets, but if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have fertilized the earth, a fertilized earth. They work the earth. They work for those plants to grow and have life. So every creature in this world, even the flies are important. That's how human are. We are all important. Even those people that seems to do a lot of bad to the world, a lot of damage to the world, even those people that seem to be terrible as humans, even those people are important. So imagine you as a single human being that it's there listening to this. You are important too. We all are. But we cannot serve to a higher power if we are living as slaves. We cannot serve. We are serving other people's purpose. We are making strong a system that it's creating more and more pain in the world. We can collab with a system to create love and light in the world. And when I say love and light, I'm not talking about any drug, because I am that type of spiritual people. And when I do a spiritual, it's because I think everyone is a spiritual, because we're born with spirit, so we all are spiritual. But for me, sobriety, it's super important. If you do plant medicine, if you use cannabis, if you use alcohol, if you use whatever you are using, and you are spiritual, because we all are spiritual. But if you want to know yourself, I want to tell you that until you are not sober, you're not going to be capable to know yourself in the real way. I mean, you want to know yourself, you want to know what you are feeling, what you are thinking, you have to be sober. Because when you use plants, You're not sober, so you're not listening to you. You're listening to you through the plant or with the plant, but you're not listening to the real you. That's why when you stop the cannabis, you feel like this anxiety, like, I want to use it again. Because there's something talking to you that you don't want to listen. But if you just surrender yourself to that feeling and let that feeling talk to you, what you want me to say, what do you want to say, what is that you want me to feel, this uncomfortable. And I'm saying that because I was smoking for 2.5 years or 3, and I realized one day that I was in a relationship thanks to the cannabis. Because with the cannabis, I was relaxing myself, and I was, cannabis is very useful. It's a very useful plant, but it's not to stay there. It's to get the teaching if you need to, but because not everyone needs cannabis, and I'm super proud of those people that don't use it, that don't use cannabis. I'm super proud of them. And I will say, if you never use cannabis, awesome. You don't need it because not everyone needs it. But if you feel that you need it, you have to know that that plant, it's a powerful teacher. And if you want to listen to the teaching of the cannabis, you have to be able to live life without cannabis. So that way you can experience what the cannabis is teaching you, training you to laugh, training you to eat. Because I was training myself through cannabis to eat. I wasn't eating. I didn't want it to eat because for me food was like, why I have to eat? I will rather have some pills and not eat. I was super disconnected to so many, to my sense, to my 5 senses. I was super disconnected. So I used cannabis as a teacher to laugh, to talk, to enjoy life, to eat, to dance, to be myself. And then I had to show that cannabis was working to myself in sobriety. And then I discovered the gift of sobriety, where I was able to see my real self. I was able to see, oh, this relationship is not comfortable. I was thinking that it was comfortable because I was always on cannabis. And I was like, oh, cool, chilling, yeah, super relaxed. But once I stopped cannabis, it was something super uncomfortable. So I have to end up the relationship. Yes, I end up cannabis and I end up the relationship. Because I discovered that I was just covering my pain. I was just numbing the pain. I remember this song about Pink Floyd that it's called Have Become Comfortably Numb. Yeah, I was become comfortably numb. And there's so many people in this society that it's comfortably numbed. Are you comfortably numbed by your cellular? By your always looking for a new partner, a new sexual partner? Are you comfortably numbed by sweeping or scrolling the cellular? Because that's how we tend to numb that children inside that is saying, mama, 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 mama. I need your attention, mama, mama, mama. And if we don't give attention to that child, we do more and more things to numb that child, that voice inside of us that wants to tell us the truth of our lives. I'm not happy in this life, mama. I don't like this life. I don't find my place here. This is not what I want to do. This is not the job that I want to have. This is not what I want to live. Why am I here? Is this everything? I remember doing that question to myself when I was 19. I was in the middle of a party. I was super drunk. I was super high when I was 19. And I remember this was a party in Cabo San Lucas. It was a luxury place. I was in the top in the top of my life. I mean, materialistically talking. Like, I was having all the money, I was having all the boys, the guys, I was having the beauty, I was having youth, I was having everything, quote unquote. And then I remember that I went to the bathroom and I asked to myself, this is it? This is all? This is all that life has for me? Is this the life that I supposed to live? And that was a turning point for me. Then later, 1 year later, I became a teacher of Gnosis, because I was having a lot of questions. I was having I wanted to understand so many things, and then I find out karma. I find out the philosophy of karma, which is an amazing philosophy for me. It was like, oh my God, now I get it. Now I understand why there's kids that are born with cancer or with some disease that they die a few hours. Now I understand why there are so many children living with awful parents, awful childhoods. Now I understand why there's people that are blind, why there's people that are living in poverty. Now I understand. And I start to understand everything. I start to understand that this is not everything that we are. This personality in this life is called orquídea, or if you're talking English, orchid. This is a personality of orchid. But this is not the real me. This is just the expression in this material world. But this body is just the container for a spirit. And that you don't see from me, it's what is in other dimensions of me. This body has multiple dimensions. So right now I'm talking to you here from this appearance, but this is not me. And if you think that you are just Indio, Leticia, Domingo, Jessica, or I don't know how you are called in this life, in this body, you're not only that. You are more than that. You are emotion, you are mind, you are will, you are spirit, you have a soul. So we live in multiple dimensions. So when we start to be aware of what we are, when we start being aware of this, that this is not the only thing that we have, this body, this personality is not all that we are, we start to ask questions to ourselves like, why am I here? What's my purpose? Is this job, this boring job, my purpose in life? It's just, I don't know, right now it's super a trend to go to the gym, which is awesome. At least people are taking care of their bodies, which the body is the temple of what you really are. So it's awesome that you take care of your body. But it's not only about you looking great. That's like the beginning. Being healthy, yes, is the beginning of everything. It's a way of loving yourself. It's a way of putting value to yourself. But it's not all. There is so many other aspects of you that if you don't cultivate those aspects, life will be so empty. And because you are so empty, you're going to have to numb your feelings, your thoughts. I live in an island, and I see people from US, from the United States here in the island. I see Canadians. They are super, like, they are in their 50s. They are people, they are always drunk. Since the morning, they have a bottle of beer in their hands. For me, it says, I have to numb the pain. For me, it says, I have to numb the pain that I'm feeling, that I'm not willing to digest or to process. and I have to numb. They might not even know they are numbing a pain. But we do that as society because we think we just this, and we live lives where we just go to the work, we just have kids, we just play the role that society told us that we have to play. But that's not the only role that we have in this world. We are super important, every one of us. Every one of us had a big something, a mission, something to do. Not only provide to give their service to the system, social system, educational system, financial system, political system, security system. We are not here just for that, to feed those systems. That it's important because it's part of our society, yes, and we as humans, we have to find our way in this world. We have to find our place. But it has to be something that you love, because if you love what you're doing, you're gonna be giving your best in that you are doing. And if you look around and if you see people in their jobs, they don't look like they are living the dream, the work of their dreams. They don't look like that. They are so unhappy. Most people, they look super happy. Why? How I know that they are super unhappy? Not everyone, but so many. Because they are super mad. If you are mad all the time, you're not happy. You're not content. If you need to be drinking, you're not happy. Most people don't even know that they're not happy. They think that it's normal. Oh, it's because I am a very angry person. Yeah, but why? You use drugs, but why? What is that pain that you are trying to numb? Why? There's no, I'm not talking about this as a stigma or as something bad or good. No, I'm talking about the why. Why the addiction is not about the addiction, it's about why the addiction. You have addiction to porn, addiction to sex, addiction to pain. Because there's addiction to pain. I was one of them. I am working on that. Most people think that people that live a life like me and like many people that are in the holistic world or in the spiritual realm. And I'm saying spiritual realm because everything is spiritual. Everything that we do in this world is spiritual because the spirit gives life to this body, to this materia. So everything that we do is spiritual, but of course, there are levels and levels of spirit. It's like the consciousness of a child. They understand the world in some level. Then they are growing and they understand in a different level. And then when you are an adult, you understand a different level. And then when you are mature, you understand a different level. That's how consciousness is too. So we are all working in a spiritual. We are working in something spiritual. But talking about the self-knowledge people, the people that teach or that are in the holistic world, we're not in this world because we are super elevated. Because we are enlightened. Because we are perfect. Because we don't have the problems that most humans have. No. We are in this position, or at least I'm going to talk about me, but I have seen so many with their own issues, you know? Because we are humans. And that's why being honest with ourselves, it's what gives us the privilege, or at least with me, being honest to myself and say, I'm just a human. I'm experiencing everything that other humans experience. And and about being addicted to pain, I was addicted to pain. And I'm saying I was because now at least I can see it. In the past, I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware how I was looking for relationships that were painful. And the more painful, the more that I was attached to that relationship. Until I realized that and I said, oh my God. Then I had to listen to that pain and to listen to that little girl that probably learned that when that girl was a little kid. I'm talking about me. Because we learn every behavior that we have in this life, we learn that when we were kids. When we are, the first person that was giving love to us was our mom. And normally the type of love that our mom and our father was giving to us, that's the type of love that we're going to look for in life. Normally, that's why I was saying in the beginning of this live, it's super important to go and have therapy. It's super important because if we get therapy with a good therapist, I'm not talking about just some psychologists, random psychologists. No, look for the type of psychologist that you want. Look in internet, look in Google, look in whatever you want to look. But put some time in finding how many types of psychologists are. There are many ways of therapy. I'm talking about psychological therapy with a certified psychologist. I'm not talking about holistic. Well, if you find a psychologist that does holistic, oh my God, that would be like the best, because that psychologist understands the science and the spirit. And that's awesome when you can combine the knowledge of materia and the knowledge of the spirit. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's powerful. We are walking to that science. Like Albert Einstein said. He was saying, imagination, it's more important than knowledge. And what's imagination? It's something that we cannot understand. Imagination is something you cannot see. Imagination. I mean, not here, and I'm not talking about the head, the brain, because the imagination is not in the brain. It's somewhere else. I mean, if a scientist got a brain and opened the brain, he's not gonna find imagination. That's the beauty of life, that there's so many mysteries, because not everything has to be understood by our intellectual system of ideas. Not everything is going to be understandable. That's why art is so awesome, because art is something that we cannot understand with this. We have to understand it with this, with the heart. I was putting the heart here. Oh my God. I'm a reptilian. I didn't want it to say, but that's why I'm wearing green. I'm kidding. Well, the thing is that there is so many mysteries in this world. And most of the topics that we are starting to see right now are topics that in the past were denied by religion. But thank God, and I'm saying thank God not as a religious person. No. I'm talking about the main intelligence. Thanks to the main intelligence, that creator, now we are getting free of that. And it's because of so many new souls getting bodies in this world. I'm talking about young people. I'm talking about people of 30, 20, 15. Youth is awesome. Youth is awesome. They have amazing ideas. I am with you guys. They have revolutionary ideas. I talk to my daughter about God, and she's always like, I was never talking to her about God, but then she came with this idea about God that I was like, wow, I'm so glad that she knows that God exists here, in the wind, in the water, like this post that I was showing to you. God is everywhere. I mean, I'm talking about that energy of life. If you want to call it energy, amazing. Well, I'm so happy to share with you a little bit about self-knowledge. I'm going to share more about it maybe next Monday. I'm so happy that I did this big step. For me, it's a big step because as you see, this is not my natural language. But they say, the more you practice, the better you will get. So we are doing that. Do you have any question of this? Any comments that you want to have about it? I am so happy to listen, to read those. And if you don't, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Have a great night, have a great afternoon, and a happy new moon.